Contemplating the karmic conditions of beings. Chapter 3. Commentary. This third chapter is called Contemplating the Karmic Conditions of Living Beings. To contemplate means to observe. What are living beings? A multitude of causal conditions create living beings, who become born from pursuing different states. Why do we say we are formed as a result of many causes? The multitude of causal conditions includes form, feeling, cognition, formation, and consciousness, which create the physical body as grasping occurs. Living beings are born because we pursue different states. Those who are born from such causes and conditions are living beings. Karma. Where does karma come from? Karma may be created through speech, physical acts, or thoughts. Why is the result karma instead of causes? Causal conditions refer to a single incident. Karma is an accumulation of many causal conditions after a long period of time. Conditions are a set of circumstances that create karma. Every living being has his or her own karmic conditions, and the states that he or she experiences are different. Some living beings always encounter happy states. Why? In the past, they planted good causes, and therefore, in this lifetime, they reap good results. Some living beings always face very difficult situations. Why? It is because in the past, they did not plant good causes. They sowed bad ones instead. Hence, they face such miserable retributions in this lifetime. In general, plant good causes and reap good results. Plant bad causes and reap bad results. We create good and evil personally. No one else makes us to do it. This applies throughout our path to Buddhahood, a destination reached not because other people made us, but because of our hard work at cultivation. Working hard at cultivation is about planting the causes for Buddhahood, which leads to Buddhahood in the future. Do the work of Buddhas and become Buddhas in the future. Do the work of demons and become demons. Did the text not say earlier that the hells are called forth in response to the three evil karmas? Sutra. At that time, the Buddha's mother, Lady Maya, placed her palms together respectfully and asked the Earth-Star Bodhisattva, "Great sage, could you tell us about the different kinds of karma that beings of Jambudvipa create and the resulting retributions that they undergo?" Earth-Star replied, "There are many millions of worlds and lands that may or may not have health, may or may not have women, may or may not have the Buddha Dharma, and so forth up to having or not having eras and Pratyeka Buddhas. Since the worlds differ, the retributions in their health also differ." Commentary. At that time, the Buddha's mother, Lady Maya, gave birth to the Buddha from her left armpit. She died from hemorrhage and was reborn in the heavens. After Shakyamuni Buddha became enlightened, he spoke Dharma for 49 years in over 300 Dharma assemblies. The day before yesterday, someone said the Buddha lectured on more than 300 sutras. That is wrong. The Buddha held over 300 Dharma assemblies. The Buddhist sutras are not limited to more than 300. There are more than several thousand. When the Buddha was about to enter Nirvana, he recalled that he had not delivered his mother to the shore of perfection. So he went to the Trayastrimsha Heaven to speak the Dharma for Lady Maya. Now Lady Maya placed her palms together respectfully and asked Earth-Star Bodhisattva, "Great sage, could you tell us about the different kinds of karma that beings of Jambudvipa create, and the resulting retributions that they undergo. How does this happen? So Lady Maya, Earth-star Bodhisattva, replied, there are many millions of worlds and lands that may or may not have hells. For instance, the land of ultimate bliss has neither hells nor any of the three evil paths. On the other hand, our Saha world embodies the three evil paths: the hells, the realm of ghosts, the realm of animals. Those places may or may not have women. Some worlds, ours, for example, have both men and women, as well as sages and common people. The land of ultimate bliss has only men. If there were no women, how can there be men? Don't you worry. When the men go to the world of ultimate bliss, they are still men. When the women get there, they become men too. Where do the people of the land ultimate bliss come from? It gives birth to them. If there are no women, how can there be people? This you do not know. People in the world of ultimate bliss do not come from women, but are born transformationally from lotuses. When we recite the Buddha's name once a year, our mother, the lotus in the land of ultimate bliss, grows a bit. The more we recite here, the more our flower grows. The more sincere our recitation, the more fresh our lotus becomes. After death and before becoming reborn as a human, a ghost, or a spirit, our eighth consciousness is in a state between skandhas, or the intermediate skandha body. If we recite the Buddha's name sincerely, when we die, our intermediate skandha body will immediately enter the lotus. When the lotus blooms, a child in the land of ultimate bliss is born. Since the birth originates with lotuses, there are only men and no women. May or may not have a Buddha Dharma. Perhaps there is the Buddha Dharma from the Buddhas there who are speaking the Dharma or Dharma that abides in this country or this world. There are places where no one speaks the Dharma, where there are no Buddha images, sutras, or monastics. The Buddhist sutras say such a place exists in northern Uttarakuru, one of the 8 places of difficulty, because it does not have any Buddha Dharma, and so forth up to having or not having hearers and Pratyeka Buddhas. There may or may not be any sound hearers, Pratyeka Buddhas, or Bodhisattvas in these worlds. From the point of view of ordinary people, sound hearers are very happy. In the eyes of the Bodhisattvas, however, sound hearers also suffer. So these worlds may or may not have sound hearers or Pratyeka Buddhas who suffer. Since the worlds differ, the retributions in the hells also differ. Regardless of who you are, create karma and you will face the matching retribution. Avoid karma if you want to avoid the retribution that follows. This principle is impartial and equal. Sutra. Lady Maya spoke again to the Bodhisattva. Could you please tell us about the offenses committed by those in Jambudvipa that results in retributions in the evil destinies? Earth-star replied, Worthy Mother, please listen as I speak briefly about that. The Buddha's mother answered, Great sage, please do tell us about it. The Earth-star Bodhisattva said to the Worthy Mother, retributions that result from offenses committed in Jambudvipa are described like this. Beings who are not filial to their parents, even to the point of harming or killing them, will fall into the relentless hell where for thousands of billions of years they will seek escape in vain. Commentary. Lady Maya spoke again to the Bodhisattva. The Buddha's mother repeated to a star Bodhisattva, "Could you please tell us about the offenses committed by those in Jambudvipa that result in retributions in the evil destinies? The awful ones are too far away and I have not been to them. Even if I have, I do not remember. Therefore I asked not about the other ones, but only of Jambudvipa. I wish to know the offenses of those in Jambudvipa, the evil destinies that result, and the retribution from different offenses. I would like to listen. Will the sagely one please tell me?" When a star Bodhisattva heard the Buddha's mother plead in this manner, he answered, "Worthy mother, please listen to what I have to say. As I speak briefly about that type of principle, I will not explain it in detail because I may not even finish in several great eons." The Buddha's mother answered, "Great sage, please do tell us about it." The Buddha's mother heard what a star Bodhisattva said and responded, "I am most delighted and wish for the Bodhisattva to speak." A star Bodhisattva said to the worthy mother, "Retributions that result from offenses committed in Jambudvipa are described like this. At that time, a star Bodhisattva told the Buddha's mother that in this world of Jambudvipa, the names of the hells in response to offenses created and retributions received are as many as the ones you shall describe. Beings who are not filial to their parents, even to the point of harming or killing them, we living beings should be filial to our parents. For those who are not filial commit offenses, even to go as far as murdering them. All these are offenses. Filial piety is important because it is the basis of humanity. If people are not filial, they forget their very origin. Therefore it is said, 'Father gave me a life, mother raised me.' Their kindness as vast as a high heaven, as manifold as the hairs on at the head, is difficult to repay." What is filial piety? Does it mean buying delicious foods for our parents? Is it filiality to buy them some fine food, some fine clothes? No, these are superficial forms of filial piety. Filial piety is about complying with our parents. I enjoy what my parents delight in. I like what my parents like. Suppose my father likes to smoke opium. If he smoked one once a day, I smoked two. Would that be filial piety? It certainly would not. When I said comply, I mean to comply with his wishes, not with his eating habit. If the latter were intended, you might as well tell your father who likes bread and butter, "I like that too. You're just going to have to wait while I eat it." That would be fighting, not complying. To comply means to accord with another's wish. Look into his heart and do not go against his wishes. That is filiality. Earlier I said the kindness of parents is as manifold as the hairs on the head and difficult to repay. Even if you could count how many hairs you have, you would not be able to repay your parents' kindness. Last summer I mentioned the couplet, "The lamb kneels to drink its milk, the young crow returns to the nest." When the baby lamb drinks its mother's milk, It follows genuflect. Crows are considered filial birds in China because young crows return with food for their aged mother who can no longer fly. Even become baby crows known to be filial. Crows are birds and lambs are animals. If we were not filial to our parents, we are worse than birds and beasts. Human beings are supposed to be replete with the 5 virtues. Human is propriety, righteousness, wisdom, and trustworthiness. Since we can be virtuous in these 5 ways, how can we be worse than crows and sheep? There is nothing more important than being filial to our parents. Someone might ask, I want to be filial, but now I have left the home life and my parents are nowhere nearby. How can I be filial? Living the home life is an act of great filial piety. There is a saying, when one child enters the Buddha's door, 9 generations of ancestors ascend to the heavens. If you leave home to cultivate the way, 9 generations of ancestors receive the benefit and may go to the heavens. In this way, you are being filial, not only to your parents, but to your ancestors and parents of lives past. Of course, you must continue to cultivate. If you do not do so, your 9 generations of relatives will fall into the house, where they will wail and mourn. We had a descendant who left the home life to cultivate, and because of him we should have been born in the heavens. Who would have thought that he is so lazy that he sleeps all day instead of cultivating? Now our offenses cannot be pardoned, so we fall into the house once again. The mere act of living home life is not sufficiently powerful to cause your 9 generations of ancestors to be reborn in the heavens. If you do not cultivate, they will not enter the heavens. But if you do cultivate, you are practicing great filiality that helps your parents.